And we're back for another part, probably part 4 or something, I have to see. I lost count a bit. It's 6 minutes, 10, no, let's rephrase that. It's 13:37. Went from the side, from the left. But like what I was telling you, the other part about New York, there are Dutch influences in there. Like I said, like Harlem, Brooklyn, Breukelen, also Wall Street. Walstraat wall is a sort of brick wall which shielded the settlement, the housing, and the people who were living there had a wall up. Probably Wall Street was on the outskirts of that. Somebody walking. Let's have a look. Let's go over to the side. Hey. People being friendly, nice. Don't know if this is a bike lane or a walkway, but it's rideable with a bike. It does make a little bit of noise. Don't know if it's seashells or stones which I'm driving on. And also in New York there are some older, well, one old Dutch house somewhere in the middle of Brooklyn. And there was also an Amersfoort-Park. And in Holland we have near Utrecht, province of Utrecht, the city of Amersfoort, with double O. But in the United States, in New York, it was called Amersfoort, so F-O-R-T. Foxtrot Oscar Romeo Tango, without an extra Oscar in there, an extra O. And fort is actually a fortification. But this ActionKid is a way cool guy. He's a native-born New Yorker from Chinese descendants. He's very, very nice, very gentle person. He normally walks quite a bit in New York. New York is an ideal city to take a walk or public transport for the day, and also a bike, of course. Cars not so much. But when ActionKid is doing the walks in New York, he's going to several areas, telling something about it, informing about good restaurants where you can eat for a nice price, or a pizza or some other foods. And a while back, in the middle of March, it's now March 26th, I think, no, 25th. Yes, 25th. A while back he was visiting Miami, Florida. He went there for a walk and actually ended up at Mar-a-Lago, which is the residence golf course or club from a certain former US president, no longer in business. And he actually walked up to there, and then, well, Jupiter thing, that's a Boca Raton he did. And then he went to the west coast of Florida, to Tampa, St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay. Very nice to see that area. By the way, there's quite a big difference between New York and Florida, especially the warmth. It's way nicer weather February, March than it was in New York. New York actually was snowing, and in Florida it was 31 degrees or so. Wearing shorts, a t-shirt and a little suntan. But the bigger cities like Miami and Boca Raton and all the other cities in Tampa and St. Petersburg, they had also large buildings just like in New York, not that high, but there were higher buildings, especially in Miami. But the rest of the area was, well, much more buildings that were lower and single-story houses. And what was quite different was that in Florida it seems to be a lot cleaner and less rubbish on the streets. In New York, well, if you compare it, actually it's now back in New York, so switching from New York to Florida back to New York, you can actually see how dirty the city of New York is. It's a great city, but it could be a little bit cleaner. More clean. Clean. And I have to say Florida was clean like this area here. In New York was more, well, rubbish on the street. I also didn't understand and still don't understand, in New York, when you have to get rid of your trash, you have to put it in grey plastic bags or any bag for that matter, put it on the sidewalk, and then garbage collecting trucks will come and take it away. But guess what? When you put your trash on the sidewalk, there are birds, rats, and possibly people going through it, spreading the content of a bag all over the street. In the Netherlands we do it quite differently, at least for as far as I know. We have rubbish containers. Every house has a rubbish container for, well, normal waste from your house, or plastics and other kind of stuff, and also a container for waste from greens, like garden stuff or coffee grind, or when you peel an apple, an orange, or that kind of organic material. And where I live, we don't have that kind of containers. We do have an underground container, which I do have an access pass to. I have a video from that. Maybe when I can find it, I will put it in the description on top here. But we have an underground container. I have a pass, so I can actually go there, open it, throw in my trash bag and close it. And it will be closed off for animals, birds, rats and whatnot, and it will stay clean underground. And of course, when this underground container is full capacity, then it's collected, also in a big truck. Container is hoisted away, emptied, put back in the ground for another load. But like I said, in New York, not that case. I do have to say, maybe with the subways in New York, it's not always possible in every street to put an underground container, because normally in most streets in New York, undergrounds are going through. There are probably a lot of cables in the ground, so it's not even a possibility maybe to dig a hole. But well, it could be done differently. But there is of course a reason why they don't. Otherwise we don't have done it. And what I also noticed when I was watching ActionKid live, because he's actually live, he's not doing recordings like me, but he's actually filming or recording or transmitting actually. And actually interact with him, ask him questions, respond to what you see, respond to what he says. And of course there are many people watching. Normally in a good day, 2,000 people watching live with him, well, even walking around. The record was on New Year's Eve, December 31st, local time, 25,000 people watching on a live stream. But he gets millions and millions of views and has at the current moment 251,000 subscribers. That's 251 more than I have. I'm stuck at 404. Thank you, by the way, for subscribing and being a subscriber. But it would be very nice if the curtain would be all subscribers. I set a goal this year, but I'm not going to make it, I think. At the end of the year, 1,000 subscribers. But well, that's probably not going to happen very soon. The fact that I have a niche market for this content, bike riding. Not everybody loves to ride bikes. We have a lot of Dutch people doing it, a lot of other people, but not always for fun. But like I said, shout out to ActionKid, watch his channel. I'll put a link in the description box so you can easily find it and join him. Like I said, very nice man, very pleasant to watch, very pleasant to listen to. A lot of knowledge on the neighborhoods. And maybe sometime when all things get a little bit better, I would like to visit New York. Especially Manhattan is a great area to have a visit. With all the famous buildings, Rockefeller Center, Hudson Yards, Empire State, One World Trade, where used to be World Trade Center 1 and 2 there. Well, Statue of Liberty, and so on. Of course, Central Park, I'm forgetting Central Park. What was I thinking? The city of high rises. Well, almost 1 hour in of the ride, and I can feel some drizzle actually. No, not good. Bad actually. Ooh, no good. No good, man. Rain no good, dry good. Oh, I definitely can feel rain's better now. Oh, just great, mate. But not really. Oh, please stay dry. Please, oh please. Let's coast a bit. Phew. Look at the sky. I cannot figure out where the droplets are coming from because, well, and now there's clouds above me, but not that kind of clouds where you expect droplets from. Next road to the left, right I mean. Man, what is it with me? Mixing up the roads, left, right, left, right, right, left. Bad. Let's stop here and rest a bit, continue